Hey, welcome back to my channel. My name is Tatiana. I'm a business coach and mentor for women wanting to start their own stationery businesses. And I'm excited you clicked on this video. Obviously, this title might have drawn you in a little bit. I'm really big on trying to just create healthy habits for myself. And I find that whenever I incorporate something into my life, whether it be for my business or not, it ends up carrying into my business and making me a better business owner. So I wanted to share 4 small things that I actually do every day that have really helped me move the needle forward in growing my business, being a better wife, being a better mom, and just overall a better woman in general. So let's get into it. And of course, make sure you hit the subscribe button if you want to see more videos like this, and turn on the post notifications so that you don't miss any of my future videos. I'm uploading 2 times a week and sharing videos on all things entrepreneurship, real life, inspiration, and so much more. I found this really good quote online that really just completely explains the reason of why I filmed this video, and it's that your habits determine your future. The quote is by Jack Canfield, and I cannot agree more because I really feel like we look sometimes at the bigger picture, at our future, or just a lot of different things that we want to do. And sometimes we forget that to get to that bigger picture, that ultimate goal, we have to start small. We have to take those baby steps, and then eventually we'll get there. And so these different tips are going to really help you to take those baby steps so that you can eventually get to the bigger goal that you're wanting to achieve. So the first one of these is to start incorporating in time for reflection. I have learned that sometimes if I've had a rough day or if I had an amazing day, it's really nice to be able to unpack that. And sometimes it can look like journaling, which is still something that I'm working on, so that's not very often. Sometimes it's me actually, putting it into my ClickUp. I actually have a whole thing in ClickUp where I can go in and just kind of reflect on different days as well in there. Another thing I love to do is just sit down and talk with my husband. We actually have a check-in that we do most evenings where we just kind of sit down, ask each other how our days was, and just kind of unpack in a sense of just different things going on. And so I just find in any way that you can kind of get out off of your chest, things that you're feeling, things you're going through, accomplishments you made, I think it's important to acknowledge your feelings and just all of the different things that happen throughout the day, because sometimes we can get so busy with all of our roles that we forget that we also need that attention as well. So the biggest thing is find ways to reflect, whether that be journaling, whether that be having a trusted source within your life of someone that you can talk to, going to God and praying, doing a devotional, anything that will allow for you to reflect and just reset ultimately for the next day. And a way that this is carried over into my business is I do the same thing with my business every week. I reflect on the week. I see how sales have been. I see, for example, with my coaching business, how many calls I had for that week, how many clients were booked. I like to just reflect overall how things were, how much did I show up online. So once you start incorporating that into just your normal life, it just naturally carries over into the business. Okay, so the small habit number 2 is to celebrate your wins, and even more so, find ways to display your wins. And so I'm sure you guys have seen many times, there's someone I follow online, her name's actually Tatiana as well, Tatiana O'Hara. I've seen many business owners do this, and I think it's important, even with a product-based business, to celebrate your wins and mark that. So whether you do it like a sticky note, she actually has like a win wall where she puts all of her wins on a sticky note, and then it's just a whole wall of accomplishments she's made. So think about different things that you have done within your business, and even more so in your life, first and foremost, that you want to be able to look at and remember. So that could be putting it in a journal, it could be physically putting it on a wall within a space where you are more frequently. And then that's just a great reminder for yourself that you know you're capable of doing amazing things, even if you're having a rough moment, even if something failed or it didn't go the way that you thought. This is your constant reminder that you can do it. And so one of the really fun ways that I like to celebrate is actually within the Live, Love, Inspire Business Planner. There's a section in there called Weekly Wins. I love to fill that in at the end of every week and really just celebrate myself on what was some of the biggest successes that I had. If I have a new program that's opening up, I love to put the names of everyone that signs up for the program on a wall with sticky notes. So then that way, for me, it's definitely reassuring to have things visually to look at, and it just makes me feel like, wow, you know, I'm making an impact, I'm making a difference. With my stationery business, same thing. As I would sell planners, I would have like a little tally, so then that way I could just get excited as it was growing to see how many people were purchasing the planner. So find ways to visually display your wins, the goals that you're trying to reach. You just really want to visually do that. That could even be with a vision board, but again, you want to make sure it's things that you have done as well, because sometimes it's just, we can talk ourselves out of doing things, and so having that reminder, having that proof for yourself to show that you can do even more amazing things is just so crucial. Okay, so number 3, small habit. This one is one that I have always known, but I actually took a recent break around the holidays, and it was even more prominent for me. And so I was getting in a really bad habit of getting up and getting online scrolling. So getting on Instagram and scrolling, or getting right on YouTube and watching videos, or whatever the case is. And so taking that social media break for me was really important, because I deleted some of the things off of my phone, so it allowed for me to find other things. So I started reading books, listening to podcasts, or if I was on YouTube, finding more motivational videos on YouTube that I had saved in my watch later section. So think about, what are some things that you would love to do? If there's a book you've been wanting to read, but you're just kind of like, oh, I don't even have time to do this. Or if there's a podcast you've been meaning to check out, whatever it might be, you want to fill the first part of your day with that. And so I love to set up my morning routine, not anything super drastic. I got a daughter in here that be waking up at different times, so I can never quite really plan a solid morning routine. But I know for sure that at least within that first 30 minutes of me being awake, I want to fill that with something meaningful for myself. So even if I have some work to do, I'll turn on a podcast that I really want to listen to that's going to motivate me, or I'll have a video playing in the background. If I have even more time, I will start reading a book. I'm actually reading The Big Leap right now, which has been really, really, really good so far. I have to just say it's been a really, really good read. Or I might journal, you know, 'cause sometimes I will do that. I'll do a devotion. I will do a Bible reading plan. I really like to switch it up, because sometimes I just get really bored with doing the same thing over and over again. So that's kind of how I do it. But really, I just encourage you to find some motivation before you start scrolling. And I think overall, it's going to help your attitude throughout the day. It's going to help your mood. It's going to make you feel more encouraged, and probably even more so, it'll make you want to really go for some of those things that might be scaring you, or that you might be making excuses for. I don't know. But yeah, it's really important to fuel yourself with motivation, because it's just, we need it. We need it. And so then the last thing is, when I was first starting my business, I was working full time. I was not a mom yet, but I was a new wife, and I was trying to figure out how to like manage different things with my household. And I could just tell that taking on a business was going to be something that I was really excited about. I could really dive all in, but then sometimes I would tend to kind of forget other things because I was so excited at different points. And so the biggest thing that I've learned as I've gotten older, especially as I've taken on more with just becoming a mom and all of that, is it's important to find just that one thing that you can do each day that will make you feel like you made progress. Because I don't know about y'all, but there's a lot of times I will look up and I will be like, what did I even do today? Like, what did I eat for breakfast? Did I do anything? Like, was I productive? And so what I've decided to do, instead of having like, my mind works in threes, and so sometimes my list of 3 would turn into a list of 12 and so on. And so I started really telling myself, okay, I want to at least get one thing done today. That one thing could just simply be, okay, I want to make sure that I work out today because I have been putting it off for 2 weeks and I need to get back into it. The one thing could be, okay, I have some orders that are really piling up. I need to start working on these, getting the labels printed out. Let's go. But what is that one thing? And I find once you just can master finishing one thing, you will be so surprised how much can actually happen. I remember the other day, I sat down and I told myself, I was like, okay, I really want to plan out my January content. And it seemed really kind of scary because I had taken a break, but also I've never really sat down and planned out a full month in a sense of like not only just jotting down some ideas, but literally putting on the day when things are going to happen, writing out captions, starting to film. Like I tried to do all of these things in one day, and then finally I was like, no, I was like, I'm going to literally just plan out the month of January. What is my goal here? What am I trying to talk about? And just doing that alone made me feel so good, and it gave me so much clarity to now be able to sit down and film these videos and plan out all of the different things that are going to be happening in these two different businesses. And so really just finding that one thing, it's the small progress, and then it really moves you towards the big progression that you're trying to have. And so that is the 4 small habits that I've really started doing in my life to help me be a better person, and even more so a better business owner. I would love to hear some of your habits and tips and suggestions down below in the comments. Let us know, because we all need all the ideas, you know. So I would love to hear from you. Thank you so much for watching the video, and I'll see you next time. Bye.